Yeah, we're doing it. And super random pre-intro story for you. Back in 2012, in the Black Ops 2 Call of Duty days, they had a North Korean pack you could buy. It gave you like a calling card and I think like a sticker and something else. Anyway, I bought that because I read a story about these. I think they were American. They may have been Brits that moved to North Korea, and they play the role of they're like movie stars there. They play the role of the big bad American that the North Koreans fought and won against. And you know what? If I can find that story, maybe I'll put it on the screen. But I thought to myself, you know what? Maybe I can go be an actor there too. So always remember your dreams. Welcome back to the False 9 TV channel. I appreciate you spending a little bit of your time out of your day with me. If you're new to the channel and you like videos like this, please hit subscribe. I need some subscribers. But anyway, in these videos, it's the off season. I mean, yeah, we got the Club World Cup and the Gold Cup and everything like that coming up, but I like to do random reaction videos of leagues that I know nothing to very little about. So if you've got a league that you want me to react to and I react live on screen, drop the league in the comments. And to the person who said do the Madagascar League, I was actually going to, but the thing is, I can't find any of their crests or anything about the teams on Wikipedia. And unless there's somewhere else for me to do that, I don't know where to go to. So last night, this league actually wasn't suggested by anybody. Last night, I left YouTube on accident, fell asleep with it on. Woke up to some random documentary about the Russian North Korean border, about there being a bridge built. And I thought, I wonder what the Premier League, because they actually have some decent, football teams in North Korea, especially the women. And one thing led to another, and I thought about, you know what, let me do one of the North Korean football league. And I pulled up the actual main page, but I've not looked at any of the teams yet. So when I'm reacting, you're going to see my genuine reaction on TV. So yeah, I don't have anything left to say. You know the deal. I've already done a few of these videos. If you haven't seen any of them, go back and watch them. I've done some pretty fun leagues. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into today's video, the North Korean Premier League. So I do have the page pulled up. And now that I'm safely down here in my corner, it looks like there are 12 clubs. It even looks like there's a relegation. Even looks like they have somewhat of a pyramid, although I can't find anything much out about the League Two league that they have. But it looks like there's 12 teams in the main league. It looks like it was founded 65 years ago, and it looks like one team has won the title 22 times. So take what you want from that. And also, as you probably already know, I'm going to struggle most likely to pronounce a lot of these team names. So the latest information I have of the 12 teams is from the 2023-2024 football season, which obviously isn't up to date. So some of these teams may not be in the actual Premier League right now, but we're going to start from the top. And the first club we're going to be looking at is Not Gang Sports Club. Probably saying that very wrong. So 77-year-old club. Looks like they finished third place in 2022. So who knows how accurate that is of how good they are. But looks like they were decent in the 2000s. But this crest right here, you know what? This is a decent looking crest. If I'm going to rank it, I'm gonna remember my rankings are pretty fair. I give a 5 out of 10 means you're just average. You're not good or great. I'm gonna give this one probably a 6 out of 10. It looks like there's a trophy in the middle of it, which to me says, hey, we've won before. And they've got kind of that wavy star hurricane style thing around it. Gold and red actually goes decent together. I kind of like this. This is a nice crest. The next one we have is called April 25. And funny enough, it says they were not founded on April 25th. So I'm sure there's a reason behind that. But their crest is just a 4.25. Uh, Maybe there's a significance of this, which I'm not going to take the time to do this on video for the sake of time, but I'm sure there is a significance to this, but without knowing it, this is just looks terrible to me. I would give it a 1.5 out of 10 just because I know there's a slight chance this actually means something. Um, but they are the most successful club in North Korea, it looks like. The next club we have is Huebel Sports Club. And I'm not really sure what to make of this crest. It looks like they're a relatively new team. Looks like they're only a few years old. But there's a I'm guessing maybe that is North Korean letters that means something. Probably something to do with their actual name. But I do like that little Olympic style torch looking thing there on the far left, but without speaking the language or really understanding what this even means. Oh, it says Huebel means torch, so I guess that explains the torch. That's kind of I get the connection there, I guess. But without knowing what most of this means, kind of in the dark, I'm going to give this one a 3 out of 10. So we'll move on to, is it just Jebi, Jebi Sports Club, and okay, well, forgive me for the silence, but if you watch the English Football League, you're going to know why this took me back a little bit. What the actual hell? The club's badge has been copied from the English club Walsall Football Club, which actually depicts a swift and not a swallow. That's what they're going with, really? Um, yeah, this is a direct copy and paste and just change the colors. Surprisingly, I quite like it. Actually, I'm gonna give this one a 7 out of 10, even though it's not their crest. Huh. Well, there's that. The next one we have is uh, Kingwacha Sports Club, and there actually is no available crest for this one on Wikipedia. Um, and if I do a quick Google search, I don't know if I'm going to get an accurate crest, so we're going to skip this one. The next club is based in Pyongyang, and it is, oh wow, this looks like a Rob Zombie song. Gyeonggong Gopsong Sports Club. I'm actually impressed with my effort on that one, even though I probably got it really wrong. Now this just if this is the correct crest, this is not a crest. It's just words. So 1 out of 10. We'll move on to the next one. Oh, Kim Tu Sung Stadium and Pyongyang Sports Club. I mean, just based off all of that, you got to assume this is a good club, even though there's not a whole lot of information on here about what they've won. But this is another crest where there's not really a crest. It's just letters. And again, I don't speak the language, so I don't know what any of this means. They have a cool looking kit though. Maybe I can put that on the screen just to give you something to look at. But oh, it says their primary rival is April 25th, known as the Pyongyang Derby. Well, you learn something every day. 1 out of 10. The next one is Rimyangsu Sports Club. And finally, we have another crest, although it sucks. It's just a star with some lettering. Better than just the letters. At least there's something here. But again, I don't really like this. I'm going to give this one I've got to give this one at least a 2 out of 10. So it looks like we got 4 clubs left. Got Romyong Sports Club. Ryam Sports Club is what I'm going with, and they are also based in Pyongyang. And you know what? This looks this looks very North Korean. They've got almost like a World Cup looking trophy in the middle of it. I'm thinking that's like an outline of a star at the top and kind of going down to it. It's very create a crest, but to me this reminds me of something you'd see in like on a '90s television commercial. But it's better than half the league so far, so we're gonna give this one a 3.5 out of 10. I think that's fair. The next one is Sobei Sports Club, and this one's pretty plain too, but the lettering is not overpowering, and it actually matches the theme. I dig this. I dig this. I'm giving this a 5.5 out of 10. And anything cool about this club? Not that I really see. So, without anything left to say, we'll move on to the next one. Two left. Sunbong Sports Club, no crest available. So, I guess we got one left then. Wilmito Sports Club, Walmito Sports Club, named after an island near Incheon. Isn't that South Korea? Oh, so that's got to be close to the border then, doesn't it? Let me see where this is. Based in Kimchek. And I mean, based on the map, it is not anywhere near South Korea. So, not sure why it's named after that island. But anyway, this actually reminds me of a lot of the Israeli crests. It's got like kind of that communist type vibe to it. Of course, it's got the red and the white. The only thing it's missing is a hammer and a sickle in this one, I feel like. But it's actually a cool looking crest. Obviously, I can't read what it says, but I like the horse. I like the colors. At least there's something in this crest. It's not my favorite, but I think it's a solid one. I would give it a 5.5 out of 10. So that is the last one. That is all 12 teams. That one was a decently quick one. And again, I try to move a little bit fast here because I don't want to take too much time because there's no need for this to be a 20-minute video. So let's get into the outro. Thanks for sticking around to the end. I really appreciate it. These videos are pretty fun to do, honestly, because there's not a lot of editing involved. And what else am I going to do in the off season? But if there's a league you want me to do, drop it in the comments. Like I said, I really appreciate you watching the video. And I wish I knew more about these clubs that I did, but obviously we're not going to find out much about these clubs. And if what we do know about it, who knows if it's actually true or not. But I thought this was a pretty interesting one to do. So thanks for watching. Be safe. Have a good weekend or week whenever you watch this. And yeah, hope everything you want this week comes true.